The best advice that I can give for a music major is to understand that you are comparing yourself against people who have a decade or more experience than you, like the graduate students and the professors, etc. And no matter what you do, it's never going to be good enough, and you have to be okay with that. So if you go into studio, which is, for people who don't know, where you are performing with other people, not just the undergraduate students that you're performing with, you're also performing with graduate students, with doctoral students, and like you'll even watch your professors' recitals and stuff. And just know that you are not at that level yet, and that's okay. If you put forth daily effort every single day, you'll slowly make progress over time. And I'm talking like decades worth of time doing that consistently in order to get good. The scholarship that's on skill acquisition and expertise, like that whole 10,000 hour rule, is based off of a guy named K. Anders Ericsson, who was like a sports psychologist or performance psychologist, and found that on average is around 10,000 hours. But some domains like wrestling at that time of the research was like around 8,000 hours. But for music, it's around 21,000 hours to get to the international level of success. So just know that it's going to take a lot of time, and you might be comparing yourself against people who have more experience than you. Like I started drumming in 8th grade. I had no music, anything up until that point. And I was performing in a studio where some of my peers had been playing drums and piano, etc. since they were like 4 and 5 years old. So there were skill gaps in there, and that's okay. I'm saying all this to say, for advice for a new music student, schedule in time for breaks and understand that the progress is going to take months and years to get better. And you are going to be stuck in that daily grind where you're not going to feel like you're making much progress over time. So one of the things you can do is, if you're like really trying to refine a piece, like for a recital or something, record yourself and then don't listen to that until like a month later or a quarter later. So like 3 or 4 months. Go back and then listen to that and compare it to a recording in the future. When you have that side-by-side comparison, you'll be like, oh, I can actually hear the progress. But when you're every day like grinding out like a measure that you're not good at, or a phrase you're not good at, or whatever, you might not hear that progress over time. And if you can just set regular checkpoints every month or every quarter or so to go back and listen to your prior recordings from a year ago or from like even just a month ago, you'll be able to hear those differences compound over time, and you'll be less likely to burn out, which is something that happens to most of the music majors that I've went to school with and knew. They either stop playing music entirely or they switch degrees. So if you can find ways to prevent that burnout by taking breaks and by being able to acknowledge the progress that you are making over time, then all of that can really help prevent that. It is very difficult. So I was like dating somebody who was getting a science degree, and I had double the amount of classes that she had and less credits total. A lot of her classes were like 5 credit classes, and then I would have like 5 courses that were all 1 credit class. So the amount of work that you're going to put into it is an absurd amount of effort compared to other majors, and it will never be good enough. And that is okay, because again, you're comparing yourself to people who may have been playing longer than you've been alive, and that's just a fact. So you have to get comfortable with that.